Every year, Caravan Industry Victoria puts on a special trade show here at Hyatt Place in Essendon Fields in Victoria. It's an opportunity for members of the industry to display the latest and greatest products, and I've come along to check it all out and maybe pick out a few of my favourites. There's a revolution underway in terms of RV sanitation and how we handle our waste when we're out on the road. I'm specifically talking here about Thetford's brand new Indis wastewater management system, and I'm standing here with Marisa to find out a little bit more about this fantastic system. Marisa, this is really quite unique. We haven't seen anything quite like this before.
No, that's right. You haven't. It's unique in its own way. It actually uses wastewater to flush your toilet. It's designed in such a way that you can actually stay off-grid for a longer period of time. You don't have that walk of shame on the campsite with your cassettes. It's revolutionary. This is the Indis toilet, a modern, slimline design, freestanding toilet. It has a soft closing lid. When you flush it, you've got the option to choose a big flush or a small flush, depending on your number one or your number two. When you flush it, the water pulsates through. The system will automatically know how much of the additives it needs to use. The macerator makes sure that all the waste will go down properly into the black water tank. And 4 times a day, the system will automatically mix the waste in the tanks itself as well. You can manage this all through the app yourself, so it doesn't mix it through the night. That's it for the toilet. Let's go and have a look at the additive system as well as the discharge module.
What happens if we need to access the grey and black water tanks for servicing or anything like that?
The way it's been built in is specifically in this model van, it's been built under the bed. So you lift up the bed, there is a hatch, and that will give you access to all the pumps, hoses, mixer, everything that belongs to the tank itself.
Oh, that's
so for
brilliant.
Servicing purposes, it's easy accessible.
Now, we are at an industry trade show, so there's a bit of background noise. However, we won't let that stop us. Instead, we're going to look at the additives. Marisa, what's going on here?
Well, the additives are built in here. So this is the additive module with the additives for the grey water, the flush water, and the black water. Automatically dosing the cartridges. Once they are empty, you swap them in and out and replace them.
So when it's time to empty the black tank, it's really just a case of pulling your van up alongside an appropriate dump point. We open up this locker, and then what, Marisa?
We'll take it out. This is your discharge module. It rolls out. Put it onto your dump point. Lock it in to open the valve and so it can go out. And then there's a button here that you press and it will start flowing out when you just step away.
Step back and let
the magic happen. Of course, if you have to use the cassette to get rid of some of your black water, you can use the discharge module on top of the cassette. You press the button to start discharging. Because it's only a 19-litre tank, you need to make sure that you stop it manually yourself again and avoid overflowing. This is the float that will indicate when the cassette is full and that you can stop the discharge. It will turn into the red when it's full. So with the Indis app, you actually have a full management of what the system does. You can see how much grey water you have, how much black water there is. It even calculates how many days off grid you still have left off. The cartridge levels are shown, and to make your life easier, there is a locations feature as well that will find you the nearest dump point. In the settings, you can actually manage how much water you want to use for each flush, for the small one, the big one, if you want to have it pulsating, etc. Also, you can actually adjust the times when the mixer needs to be switched on.
Now, another fantastic product here at the trade show is this range of options that's available now for the Cosmo Mini by Cowfish Technologies. The Cosmo Mini, of course, pairs with the Starlink Mini internet system. Ava, can you give us the brief rundown? What have we got? I see we've got a through-the-wall connection.
So we already had our Cosmo Mini power supply, allowing you to power the Starlink Mini directly off 12 volts. What we've now developed is a weatherproof through-the-wall connector. Takes the Starlink normal mini cable, uses the weatherproof blending from it, simply plugs in, and there's your weatherproof connection there. and then you can have that internally in your caravan or in your camper, four-wheel drive, wherever you want to. The other option that we've developed is our mini access point. So that's a Wi-Fi system for inside the caravan. Starlink Mini is a great little dish, uses less power. Its only Achilles heel is that the Wi-Fi is made by the dish itself. So if you have to put the dish 10, 15 minutes away because there's trees, other obstructions, your Wi-Fi becomes, or your internet becomes really slow because your Wi-Fi is so weak. What we've done, using the same power supply, we now have a special combiner that we developed where we combine power and data over a single cable. That cable goes through a through-wall connector, the same as what we use for the Gen 3 Starlink system, runs to the dish, and at the dish splits it again in data and power whilst using the Starlink weatherproof connectors. So now you've got a system that all still runs at 12 volts with your Wi-Fi generated where you want it to be.
How good's that? That's one of the reasons why I love Cowfish Technologies. These guys are always coming up with solutions. They're working out what the issues are that you're facing when you're on the road, and they're working it out. So I reckon that looks great. Thanks, David.
Thank you very much, mate.
Now, have you ever pulled up to your site and realised, geez, I wish there was an easy way to level out my van? We do have a solution thanks to Redport Leveling. Andrew, what's the solution? How does it work? What makes it so special?
Well, look, what we've done, we've actually just brought out a new range of leveling solutions. We have the Auto Lift, all electric solution, and we're now putting them on caravans. So it's a really good feature, even the big off-road caravans lifting up 5 tons. So it's a very good solution and feature. I'll show you now how it operates. So I've got a nice little mock-up here on a display I've got here to show you. Typically, what you're going to have, you've got your 4 jacks, you've got a nice control panel that's in the van, you've got your control system underneath the van, and then you've got it hooked up to your battery. You hit the power on button.
So we can see that the jacks at the moment are retracted, that they would be snug up against the chassis for travel. So we just push a button and they deploy.
Correct. That's exactly right. So what we do, we'll pull up to our site, you turn the panel on, the legs are retracted. So now we're going to go, let's hit start. So we just hit the start button. The jacks will go from the horizontal position into the vertical position, ready to start choosing the next option for you. So what we're going to do, we're going to go, okay, what do I want to do on either auto level or do I want manual level? What we're going to do, we're going to do the auto level, which will allow all the jacks to level itself. So I'm just going to push the auto button. And then what you'll see now is the legs will extend, the jacks will extend and start lifting the van more or less to try and get it level. So I'm now level, green light's on. So you're ready to go and do whatever you want to do for the rest of the day.
Are there any limitations to the system?
Look, you're going to have, you can push limitations. It's got a massive lift capacity of 5 ton, but obviously on a really uneven site, you may have to throw a pad or a block under the lower side to get you that extra lift. If that's the case. It can run off a 100 amp hour battery. That's how efficient it is. It's quite a simple system.
So the Redport Leveling system has been available for motorhomes now for a little while now, but as Andrew said, the big news is it's now available for caravans, and that alone could be a game changer for caravanners out there.
Absolutely. So there's all types of caravans. We've got bracketing solutions to suit high, low, small, heavy. We've got the solution for you.
Okay, so this is another awesome product here at the Caravan Industry Victoria Trade Show. Look, you've probably heard about the DCX 48-volt battery system, which provides your van almost endless power. However, OzX Corp has come out with a 12-volt version, and I'm with Andrew Hewitt from OzX Corp. Andrew, what prompted you to come out with a 12-volt version over and above your 48-volt version?
Yeah, so the key thing is the 48-volt version has been very popular over the last 7 years, but due to public pressure, actually more than anything, the public's demanded that we come out with a 12-volt version with the same safety features, same credentials and same performance as our 48-volt system, which makes sense, right?
Talk about some of the safety features.
Yeah, so some of the key things is that all the key safety features from our 48-volt system are married across to here. We've got our thermal alarm system, which is advanced notice. We've got our active safety system built into this as well. It's a chassis mount battery, so it's fully submersible. It has battery heating inside for those cold environments. So when it gets below 0 degrees or 5 degrees, it keeps it warm inside.
And why is that important?
It's really important to keep your battery warm because all its performance characteristics are made for around about the 23 degree mark. You can't charge a battery when it gets below 0 degrees. It must stay warm.
Now, with this 12 volt system, look, your 48 volt version had a 5,000 watt inverter built in. Do we have a built-in inverter here?
Yeah, so no inverter is built into this. This is purely just a battery. And the reason being is that all your current RVs that are being built, or the ones that are in the market already have their inverters built in. So this battery marries to any type of inverter or solar systems or what you've got in the market. So that makes it very generic in terms of choosing.
Okay, and so you could also, retrofit this to a standard motorhome or caravan, couldn't you? Because you've already got your 12 volt wiring connection.
Yeah, so the best part is you can take those batteries from under the bed out and put this in place into the chassis, get rid of the batteries under the floor, have a safe system. But if required, you can put it above the floor with our venting system as well. So either or, you've got the opportunity now to choose 600 amp hour or 900 amp hour under your floor and free up some space and have a lot of power.
So available in 600 amp hour or 900 amp hour versions. What about the weight of this system for an equivalent lithium battery setup?
Yeah, so the density is very high. So you can do 8,000 cycles, which is extremely high against the market rate, and so its density is very high. So in this small package just here, there's 900 amp hours, actually 948 amp hours to be exact.
Okay.
Very dense.
So look, I guess, if you're looking to really level up your 12 volt system in your van, this new DCX system from OzX Corp has got to be the way to go.
Yeah, absolutely.
Another interesting product here at the trade show's got to be this new wireless RV reversing camera from Safety Dave. This is the first time actually that Safety Dave has come out with a wireless RV camera. I'm with Darren from Safety Dave. Mate, what can you tell us about this product?
So yes, we have a new wireless system. The monitor itself is a USB cable into the cigarette lighter or USB adapter. The monitor itself is a wireless monitor. It has the option to use a USB adapter to wire into the USB cable cigarette lighter. It does have the optional extra to purchase a cable to hardwire the monitor. The cameras themselves are wireless. They do require to be wired into the parking lights. We have different angles of the cameras. And the most popular one is the 92-degree angle. That's a happy medium between rear view and reverse. We also offer a 45-degree camera, which is true vision. That's no distortion, where people like to watch the traffic behind them. Then you have the option of either the 120 or the 170-degree camera, which are pure reversing cameras. So that is the Safety Dave system. The monitor itself has the option to have reverse lines on the monitor for each camera. Can also record, can also feature up to 4 cameras.
So when you say that it can feature up to 4 cameras, that means it's basically a quad display, isn't it?
Correct. It takes up to 4 cameras. You can feature on the monitor either 1, 2 views, 3 or a 4 viewer.
So you might have one that's just for constant monitoring, or you might have a separate camera for reversing.
Correct, yeah. So as we said, there'll be a camera for watching the traffic behind, maybe 45 degrees, and a camera for reversing maybe 120 or 170 degrees.
So if you need a camera for your caravan, maybe it's your 4-wheel drive, or maybe even farm equipment, Darren, the wireless system from Safety Dave, it's available now.